Hi, I'm DDS Arkham, and this will be my thoughts on Marvel's Spider-Man, developed by Insomniac Games and released exclusively on the PS4. In preparation for this review, I played the main story to full completion, as well as acquired the Platinum Trophy for getting all the other trophies in the game.
Location Fisk Tower.
Fisk?
Let's start with the story. You play as Peter Parker, everyone's favorite Spider-Man, approximately 8 years after he was bitten and got spider powers. With this time jump, Insomniac gets jumped past Uncle Ben's 100th death and straight to the original story that they present here. Many familiar characters from Spider-Man lore also appear along with them. Mary Jane Watson appears with a fresh new backstory and a strained relationship with Peter that results in some of the game's better moments. Some other characters, like J. Jonah Jameson, who appears like an Alex Jones type character, and others like Aunt May, whom works at a homeless center run by one of the villains, appears as well. Speaking of villains, a lot of Spider-Man's villains appear. Some of them Spider-Man has already defeated before, while others rise to power during the game's events. Though the game's main antagonist is quite obvious once he is introduced, his turn to a villain feels quite personal and very well built up to. The other villains, while don't need as much build up, still act as worthy challenges. For Peter Parker himself, the quick wit and hilarious one-timers are there and strong.
Huh. It's like my own private vengeance. Fisk may be a dirty criminal, but he has remarkably clean air vents.
Insomniac's great writing definitely makes his Spider-Man one of the most entertaining portrayals we've seen. Much of his past lore in the game is revealed through backpack collectibles, which is an excellent way of telling you about much of his origins, including how he got so many backpacks in the first place. As much as I love the emotional and action-packed story, the game's pacing is quite dragged out until the back end of Act 2, though Act 3 completely makes up for it and ends the amazing story Insomniac presents on a spectacular high note.
Huh?
Let me explain.
Now onto gameplay. Spider-Man has two main points of gameplay, world traversal and combat. Starting with getting around, it was essential that Insomniac got Spider-Man's web slinging absolutely right, and I'm glad to see that they absolutely nailed it. Not only does the web swinging react very well to your commands, it's addicting as all hell. There would be times where I would get lost in the swinging, which made exploring all of New York City super fun and entertaining. Though, with an entertaining kind of swinging system that there is, it kind of feels useless that there's a fast travel system. Though, as entertaining as the fast travel system is, seeing Peter Parker go through the subway dressed as Spider Man. Now, I'll talk about the combat. While it's very obvious that the game takes combat cues from the Batman Arkham series, I found out very quickly that you can't go in with that mindset. Spider-Man is a more fluid and less tanky fighter than Batman is, and will die a lot quicker than Batman will. That being said, the combat still works incredibly well here. Spider-Man uses his agility as well as his many gadgets the game gives you to take down all of his foes. There are many ways to take down enemies thanks to this, and it keeps fighting fresh, and thanks to a leveling system and a token system for gathering the collectibles, you feel a great sense of progression in the game, and you actually feel like you're getting stronger and smarter as the game goes on, which greatly benefits a game that truly has you play Spider-Man how he was meant to be played. On the technical side, Spider-Man is very impressive. The game joins God of War as one of the best graphical games in this generation. The lighting is also gorgeous, adding a bit more beauty to the game's many landmarks. The animation of all the characters, especially Spidey himself, are fluid, and the physics add hilarity to beating up the criminals in your path. The sound design is also excellent, from the sound of punches landing or the famous thwip of Spider-Man's webs. The music is also great, adding some more epicness to many of the great moments the game has. Though I want to give special notice to the game's main theme that you first hear at the main menu, due to the sheer chills I got from when I first heard it. During my playtime, however, I ran into some bugs and glitches. Most were harmless, except for one that would have enemies get stuck into walls where you can't hurt them whatsoever. Another thing that slightly bugged me was the reflections in buildings wouldn't really reflect what was truly behind them. Though it's a nitpick in a truly spectacular presentation.
Learn anything about his motive?
I tried, but he's not very talkative. Plus, I think he hates me.
With Marvel's Spider-Man, Insomniac gives us the best superhero game since Arkham City and finally gives Spider-Man a game worthy of the fun and amazing action that comes with the name. After years of a disappointing Spider-Man game after another, we finally see what a fantastic Spidey game truly looks like.
Tower, all units stand by. Warrant is en route.